This is Mona Scott Young, and you are tuned in to $1 Million Motivation.
What's up, you guys? It's your girl, Sassy Minglee from the $1 Million Motivation. You are now tuned into the $1 Million TV. Today is Wednesday, so it's only right that we start our WCW with a working woman. And when we say working, we mean someone who is getting to the checks. That WCW goes to Mrs. Mona Scott Young, producer, multimedia mogul. Everything in the book, you can name it. She's been there from music to television, and now she is taking on the writing scene. We're talking about a novel called Blurred Lines, which just went on sale yesterday. I hope you guys are visiting Mona Scott Young's page at Mona Me Direct, so you guys can find those books and get into that novel, honey.
And we landed a deal with Foreign Imprint at a publishing house. And long story short, after a very long journey, the person who did the deal left the publishing house and went somewhere else, and they wanted to push our release a year. But I always believe in the universe kind of moving in a certain way, and momentum, and windows forming, and us being not afraid to jump through those windows when they form perfectly. And I just felt like we had worked on so much for so long, and it was like, no, we're not gonna wait a year. We're gonna do this ourselves. And something about that got me excited all over again, because I love the idea of breaking new ground.
All right, you guys, we're here with Mrs. Mona Scott.
Mona Scott Young.
Mona Scott Young. We're here at the book release of Blurred Lines, right? Can you give us an idea of what we can expect with this book?
I mean, I think it's going to be a fun read. You know, we just took all of the things that we love about our experiences as women in this world, just looking for our opportunities and, you know, dealing with our family issues and fighting for our ambitions. And we put all those stories into one book where you have these generations of women, and each story is a little bit of a self-contained story, which I think makes it fun to read because it really gives you a lot of diversity.
Now, we saw a few of the Love and Hip Hop castmates read excerpts from the book. Was this book pulled anywhere from your real life story?
Not really. I mean, there might be some elements like, you know, the main character is a product of a couple who were on the popular hit show Love and Hip Hop. So you have those kinds of pop culture references, but that's about it. And maybe they're a composite character of just people along the years who we've met, but this is all fiction. People are always saying I make these stories up. Now I actually have.
Now, in there, you did mention something about going into the music business and not knowing what you were doing.
Going into areas that I'd never been in. I mean, listen, let's go back 20-something years. I didn't know anything about music.
Then also doing Love and Hip Hop at first and not knowing what you were doing.
But what I do know is I know me. And I know my ability to tackle anything that I set my mind to. And I know how much I love learning and growing and evolving.
Now, with this book, is this something that you've always had within you, or the writer in you, or is this another?
Not at all. This is another like jump, you know, head first, no parachute, sky's the limit. You know, we could do anything we set our minds to moment in my life. I just decided that this was something that I wanted to do, and especially when the opportunity came to do it directly, and forming Mona Me Direct, that all made it even more exciting for me because I always loved the entrepreneurial approach to anything. So this was just another example of me just testing the limits of what I'm made of.
Awesome. Now, with women today, where entrepreneurship is at an ultimate height, what advice do you have for them? Motivational advice do you have for young women who aspire to do things they may not know where they want to be at the moment, but they know that they want to be something big?
I think, you know, what we have to recognize is that we, just by virtue of being women, have been blessed and chosen to perform the hardest task possible, which is creating and bringing life into the world. So after you recognize that you have the ability to do that, what on earth could be more challenging, more daunting, more intimidating than doing that? Everything else should be a breeze. Anything else that we set our minds to, we should be able to do. And this is not me saying that maybe you could do this thing. This is what God has chosen us to do. Right. So once we recognize our strength, once we really give, you know, credence, and that for me means giving it life, giving it truth, right, giving it substance. Once you give substance to the power within you, then you're limitless in what you are able to accomplish.
Amazing. Now, before we close out, we'd like you to give an overall motivational quote for anyone watching this, just with you being someone who has longevity in this business.
I mean, growth, right? Continuing to grow, continuing to evolve, continuing to learn, continuing to be a sponge and be open, and being fearless about all of those things, not being afraid not only of an opportunity but of your potential, because a lot of times what paralyzes us and stops us is our fear. And not even the fear of failure, there's a certain fear of success as well. And fear does, one thing, fear produces adrenaline in your body, right? And adrenaline does one of two things. Adrenaline either propels you or it paralyzes you, and you have to decide what you're going to use that adrenaline to do. Are you going to use it to help you move and skyrocket and push through to the next level? Or are you going to allow it to paralyze you and stand still and never realize your full potential?
Wow. Now we're going to close out some $1 Million Motivation. I'm your girl, Sassy Minglee. Thank you so much, Mona.
Thank you so much. I love the $1 Million Motivation.
Thank you so much.
That title is incredibly motivating.
Thank you so
now
much.
Now go out there and make your $1 million. Let's go.
Thank you. Yes, thank you. Now, everybody has to be nosy. Can we get a Love and Hip Hop somewhere else now?
Wait, is it really going to London?
To London? Yeah.
You know what is so funny? It doesn't matter what we do. We could look in a direction and all of a sudden there's a Love and Hip Hop Mars. Love and Hip Hop Saturn. Love and Hip Hop.
We wanted to know.
So that's
listen, we want to continue and grow the franchise, but we got New York, we got Hollywood, we got Atlanta, and now we got Miami.
Okay.
Y'all good,
all right.
Enjoy.
So for now, the record is clear. There is no Love and Hip Hop London.
Yeah.
All right.
But don't count it out.
But don't count it out. Exactly. Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
This novel seems like it's going to be everything and more. So you guys check it out and show love to our WCW of the day. Until next time, it's your girl, Sassy Minglee. Toodles.
I wanted to do something in books, but I definitely didn't want to do it the traditional way. Please support. Go to motivational.com and pre-order your copy of Blurred Lines.
Jaquae, what up? Hey, boy, you ready? Let's get it. 100 on this. 100 on whip. 100 on that. 100 on trick, switch, bitch. 100 on this, bitch. 100 on this, bitch. 100 on this, 100 on this, 100 on whip. 100 on that. 100 on trick. God is good. Thank you, Mona. Thank God. Thank you, Yandy, Jaquae, everybody who supports me. Happy birthday, Jonathan. I see you, nigga. We out here. Straight. Sorry.
I like that, Safaree.